What the fuck went right on?
So
Okay.
while you think about that, what do you think? So now that you know that, whatever government think tanks or whatever government AI they have, monitoring all of the online activity, that they have an understanding that there's plenty of people who know that the Earth isn't a globe and that NASA's full of shit, right? So there's this there's this truth that they have to deal with, that there's people waking up. What do you think their I mean, this is all speculation, but what do you think their next course of action is now that they're not going to be able to get these people back in line in the correct way of thinking? Oh,
Sorry, I'm honest. When I don't listen to something, I would be honest and say I'm sorry, I didn't hear exactly. So your question was, well, what do I think? What the government's the next step? Can you repeat the question?
yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. So now that the government sees that people are waking up to the fact that the Earth isn't a ball, and that they've been lying to us all, and that they know that we know that they've been lying to us all. What do you think their next course of action will be based on the way they've been being so dishonest up until this point?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know because one thing I can claim is that I can never predict what governments would do because yeah, they're unpredictable. I mean, you think that they would admit it because there is no way out anymore, but they don't do it. They come with more bullshit with Elon Musk and X space, um, right?
Well,
I
it
mean,
still doesn't change. It still doesn't change the. It still doesn't change the fact that they used a number that is pretty small. 24,901 miles, and I mean, they would have had to known eventually that it was going to come to a head. So they have to have, like, all right, phase two or phase whatever 15, because I mean they obviously have plans. So I'm just curious if you've given it any thought, or anybody else in the chat that wants to speculate.
Prove it's a globe, liberal. That's what I thought. You can't. Am I muted? Insane. If they banned me. No, they didn't. Yeah.
yeah, I found
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Prove it's a globe. You can't. Quiet down.
Yeah, I found it. It's called Just Friends. It's like the
What?
Deep South Pole. It's called Just Friends.
Yo, is this shit on YouTube? I want to promote my shit real quick. I got a new sound coming out on SoundCloud. Go to soundcloud.com. So I thought a mod would like mute me before I even got to the middle of my sentence. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to commit to the bit.
How'd
Now I
you
could.
find this room, Travis? Welcome.
Oh, I'm not here. What do you mean? How'd I find this room?
Deep South Pole.
It's in here. It's very publicly available.
Okay, you know where you're at then. That's all. That's all I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he saw it in the server and then he clicked join. That's how.
yeah. I pressed that big green join button, and then I scrolled down to where it said 24/7 flat
Okay,
Earth. I
so
clicked on
you're a
it.
flat earther, or are you on the globe team?
Oh, I'm on neither.
Okay, so you're indifferent.
Yeah.
You just wanted to promote your new track.
No, I was dicking around because I know it was on YouTube, and
Oh, okay.
that's why I said I'm not going to commit to the bit because there was no SoundCloud to promote. I thought a mod would mute me
Oh,
before I
okay.
finish a sentence. It was for shits and giggles,
Oh,
some ha ha, a laugh here and there.
all right. Appreciate that honesty.
What's with all this shitty AI art? What the fuck does that mean?
John, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm
John,
still here. I was just looking. I was just looking at the AI art that he was talking about.
Oh,
I have my
okay.
questions for the other art. The fucking not Doctor Sleep. What's it called? Oh fuck. What's that movie? The Shining, right? Yeah, The Shining. Right? Is that the Shining movie? Is that what it's called? That kid on the rug with the toys? It's from The Shining.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
19, what was it, 1970s?
Something like that. 76 maybe? What the fuck's that got to do with like a crop circle looking thing in the highway? I really want to know what he's getting at there. Just genuinely curious what this means. Oh, it's okay. It's tying together popular rug patterns. Come on, Platter. I'm on the edge of my seat, my guy.
I think that was supposed to be an Easter egg in the movie that Stanley Kubrick directed, The Shining, and he also directed the NASA moon.
Stanley Kubrick had nothing to do with NASA. I'm like 99% sure of that.
Oh no, it's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I can see where someone. I mean, not really, but you know. Oh, you were doing a bit from a movie. Oh, Ryan, is that Ryan Reynolds? What's up, Ryan Reynolds?
John, are you here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you look in the chat box? Haven't you seen this movie? It's a scene from the movie from Ryan Reynolds called Just Friend. And this is what he says. It's cold out here. It's like the deep South Pole. If there is one, but there isn't, though. Did you see it?
All right, I see it. Yeah, yeah. No, the truth is always hidden in plain sight.
What?
Yeah, no, that's a classic revelation of the method tactic there.
Can you put it in
You
English
didn't
for
know?
me
You
or
didn't know
explain
the
it to me like
scene?
I'm a toddler? I have no clue the words you just said.
No, he's talking to me about the movie.
Cool. I'm here too. It's like an open discussion.
Yeah, it was a reference. It was a reference to the lack of South Pole on the flat Earth.
Oh, it was just because you said hid it in plain sight, and I was like, I don't. It seemed like you were saying Ryan Reynolds was admitting to something.
this movement picks up more and more steam. Yeah, but that's been on my mind. I've definitely been thinking about what their next phase is once this movement picks up more and more steam. Because eventually, I mean, there's a lot more people. I mean, I've been a flat earther for what, over 10 years now, and
Yep,
it's like
yep.
it's so much less effort.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but just to make just so that you will notice, I know where you are going. You know, I agree with you. I mean, I'm sure you are going into the direction that one way or another, one day they will have to admit it. I think this is the reason why they somehow let the flat Earth truth come out. I mean, at the beginning, they didn't censor it so heavy like now. I mean, they let it flourish, right? I mean,
Precisely.
I mean, if they were not willing for the truth to come out, they would have censored the flat Earth videos immediately. But the fact that they let something like 5 years or 7 years for it to flourish, it means that they wanted it to come out somehow and plant itself and grow slowly, because they know someday they will have to accept, because someday, I mean, they always delay. In 5 years, in the 1990s, they were saying we will have moon bases on the moon, and each time
That's right.
yeah, and each time they shove the appointment another 5 years, another 10 years, and one day people will say, "Hey, what the fuck is going on here? Aren't we going to the moon again?"
They could always
Yeah,
hide behind, change in administration. That's the way they do it here in the States, anyway. Like, oh, we got a
yeah,
new guy in, yeah, that guy's 8 years are up, and this new guy doesn't want to do anything about
yeah,
that. So,
yeah. This new
yeah,
guy
they could
has
always,
other priorities. Yeah, the moon is not a priority for him, and yeah,
yeah. So they have that nice warm blanket. They could always hide behind that. You got to love these black budget programs. Who knows where all this printed fake fiat is going? It's just too much.
yeah. But they will have to admit it. One day they will have to admit the truth, because one day they cannot hide it anymore.
They can't hide it right now. They can't hide it right now. Is the problem?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They cannot hide it right now. Yeah, but the normies,
No,
they
when
don't
there's
have. Yeah,
well, what I'm saying is the people that are behind, behind the government, they believe in the government. It's like once you get the bulk of those people just seeing the data critically, and thinking critically, just thinking logically, everybody's going to be asking the same questions at once. But look, everyone's screaming at the top of their lungs about, you know, planes spraying stuff. Nothing's happening about that. So we'll see. Printed fake fiat is going. It's just too much.
Yeah, but they will have to admit it. One day they will have to admit the truth because one day they cannot hide it anymore.
They can't hide it right now. They can't hide it right now. Is the problem?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They cannot hide it right now. Yeah, but the normies they
No, and
don't
there's
have. Yeah,
well, what I'm saying is the people that are behind, behind the government, they believe in the government. It's like once you get the bulk of those people just seeing the data critically, and thinking critically, just thinking logically, everybody's going to be asking the same questions at once. But look, everyone's screaming at the top of their lungs about, planes spraying stuff. Nothing's happening about that. So we'll see.
did I get that right? You didn't know this scene from the movie Just Friends, where he says there is no South Pole?
Yeah, I didn't catch that movie, but yeah, no, I just watched that clip. That's awesome.
It's nice, huh? It's awesome, yeah.
Oh yeah, they throw Easter eggs at us all the time.
Exactly, Easter eggs. I think in GTA 5, I think there is also a scene where he goes into a garage which is constructed as a studio, and it is the studio they show like it was the studio in which the moon landing was filmed. Did you know that? I think it's
I had
GTA.
heard, I had heard about that. Yeah, I don't play video games ever since the children.
Yeah,
Young too.
great, great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice. That's nice.
Well,
Oh
maybe you
yeah.
need to
I
start
don't like.
playing video games.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
tell you.
No, no. I learned my lesson.
You
I'm monk
don't watch enough
status these days.
TV.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a monk now.
What? What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just can't wait. Just can't wait for this to become more common knowledge amongst all the masses because I feel like it'll really bring people together,
You mean the
realizing
flat
how
Earth?
badly, yeah, how badly we've all been lied to. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Hey,
of
one thing
course.
when
I
it does come in full force, no one's going to trust the government ever again.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's about the stupidity of the globe model. It's about not finding the curve. When someone looks for the curve, he cannot find the curve and sees things which we should not be able to see on a spherical Earth. Just imagine seeing I don't know, part of all of the Mount of Canigou. Do you know
Yeah,
the
Mount
Mount of
Canigou.
Canigou? Yeah, Canigou, and 259 miles distance, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's totally crazy. 259 miles. It's like something like 350 kilometers, I think. Or
Yeah, that's like
370.
I think it's like oh, I think it's like a 32nd of the Earth or something like that. Maybe a little bit more of the circumference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
a
a big
decent
deal.
chunk, man. It's a decent piece of like the whole fraction is what I'm saying. It's like really just blows a hole, and it's so big. Whereas like the Earth would have to be, I mean, magnitudes larger if if it was to remain a sphere.
Yeah, you mean if it was a sphere, then it has to be, yeah, at least, I don't know, 10 times or 100 times bigger. Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I said it's like it's already so blatantly obvious that they're lying.
Yeah,
That
but you know why? But you know why the Earth cannot be that big? Because then the difference, if the Earth is that big, then there must be much more land beyond Australia, New Zealand, Argentine, right? And then
the whole model's
the seasons,
true.
and then the seasons, and then seasons that when we have summer in Europe and in the States, we have winter in Australia. It should not be like that if the Earth was much bigger. Do you know what I mean? Because this shows when we have winter in the northern hemisphere and summer in the southern, it indicates that it is indeed the end or the edges or whatever it is, it's beyond the 60
Cycle.
degree.
Yeah, the
You know what I
cycle
mean?
has started over. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not much bigger. That's why it cannot be a sphere, but much bigger. It can only be, I don't know.
flat and
It can only
stationary.
be flat. Yeah, it's in all cases. How would you call it in English? It's indeed stationary. That's a fact. That's a fact. It doesn't make sense. You know, they say you cannot feel the movement of the Earth because the Earth does not accelerate, right? You know that.
Yes, yeah.
But when you have seen videos about the moon orbiting the Earth and the Earth orbiting the sun, right?
Correct.
When the moon's orbit is going along the orbit of the Earth around the sun, the moon must go slower,
Yeah,
and when the moon is going opposite of the direction of the Earth orbiting the sun, then the moon would have to accelerate.
that's
Do you know what
correct
I
as
mean?
well.
That's why the Earth must be doing the same thing, because the Earth is orbiting the sun according to the heliocentric model, but the sun is also orbiting the center of the galaxy, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why they
That's correct.
cannot claim that. That's why they cannot claim that the Earth is moving in a distant speed. That's why we cannot feel the acceleration, because there is no acceleration. That is bullshit.
It's not a linear. It's not a linear path.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it is acceleration because it's a curved motion. It's a curved
Yeah,
trajectory.
spiral. I think it's spiral. It's like a spiral.
Well, there's several motions going on at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
spiral
The
according
Earth
to
is
the
orbiting. Yeah, the Earth is
nonsensical mind.
orbiting the sun. Yeah, the Earth is orbiting the sun, and the sun is orbiting the center of the galaxy, and the galaxy
The
is
galaxy
shooting
is orbiting.
is shooting into
Yeah,
space and orbiting around the center of the universe. They have the specific name for it. I forgot it. I think the
that
great
number is
gravity.
crazy too.
Yeah, the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Yeah, It's just a made up. It's just a made up story. That sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah. But there are a lot of holes in it. There are a lot of holes.
Yeah. Well, no one questions them. You know, they're too busy pondering. Oh well, it's amazing how much bigger a black hole is than the biggest star that we know about, and they're looking at all these CGI images, just doing all these thought experiments in their mind, coming to all these conclusions about estimated assumptions that they have. So it's just
Thanks, bro. They'd be like, oh my god, black hole, galaxies, aliens.
yeah, there has to be life somewhere else out of trillions and trillions of different stars and orbiting planetary bodies.
Yeah, and
Oh my
then we have
god, the
then
sun
we
is
have
gonna explode one day.
how is it called? How is it called? Pseudo Romanian space time continuum.
Well, I don't know. That's a
Yeah,
mouthful.
yeah. You know, Einstein says that gravity is actually curvature of the space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
space is a fabric.
and and what do they show us in documentaries? They represent space as a flat plane, and then they put the Earth in this flat plane with grids, and they show us curvature. I mean, they cannot even imagine something else. I mean, they are confronted. They have to use all the time flat things. They even say that the universe is flat. Right? You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, the
mean, if you
galaxies.
look at the way they model the universe, it's like it'd be like taking a Rubik's cube and just making it out of like trillion cubes that are interconnected. You know, and like that's how you'd have to map out space because there's no reference points. You need reference points. So yeah, the whole concept it makes your brain do mental gymnastics, so to speak. So it's just laughable that this is the basis for all of these quote unquote truths. You know, you read the definition for the term gravity, it's just like, wow, couldn't define it, huh? Had to write an essay.
Yeah. How is he called? DeGrasse Tyson? Mike DeGrasse Tyson? Neil deGrasse Tyson, right?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You don't know anything.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. um, when he was asked, "What is gravity?" he says, "No idea. Next question, please." Next question, please. Have you seen the video?
Oh yeah, he's all slapdash about it.
Yeah. He
So
says,
smug.
"Yeah, we don't know. Have no idea. Next question, please."
Yeah, that guy irks me. I don't even know why. First time I heard his voice, I was just like, dude, who is this? Get him out of here.
Yeah, he has that kind of, I don't know, how do you call it in English? Kind of smile, the evil smile, the smile of a liar, you know?
Smirk?
Sometimes, yeah, smirk. How is it called? Smirk? Smirk?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has,
The
all the
crocodile
time he
smile.
has that smirk. Yeah, like I'm bullshitting you, but it's my job and it's not my fault if you are so stupid to believe me. It's like that smirk.
That's like the dude
Yeah,
who did the final experiment. What's his name?
Will Duffy,
Yeah. He
Yeah,
gives
well,
me those.
yeah, he has
the
that
fake
smirk too.
pastor, the fake pastor.
Yeah, the criminal pastor. He was convicted, I don't know, 6 times, 7 times.
It's all crypto scams. That's the weird thing. It seems to be like that's the glue that's holding that whole crew together. At least that's the word on the street, anyway.
Not a space agency. Do you know the judge? There was a judge. There was a judge who occupied himself with cases from the FBI, and there is a scene where he says, "We call NASA not a space agency," or something like that. Have you seen that?
No, that I
No,
did not see.
bro, watch that
Yeah,
regular show. Yeah, go ahead.
this was a judge who chased cases. You know, I think it's preferred not to use that word. You know, with P. Cases about people who were suspects of P activities. And so in one speech of his speeches, he talks about NASA, and he says, "We call NASA not a space agency." I think he says, "Not a space agency."
Super fake, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Just think about the money.
Yeah, the money, but I really think it's more than the money, man. Some people say land. I think it's even deeper than that, man. And they can lie about all kinds of stuff to get money and lie about all kinds of stuff to hide land.
It's about controlling what people know. That's their big shtick. Control what people know about history, to control about what people know about the realm that we live in. Control the mind.
Yeah, literally, you controlling the mind. Yep, yep.
Knowledge is power. They control all of your knowledge. You're powerless. The way it goes. That's why they got the stranglehold on the youth.
Yeah,
They want to program all the children, and they've been doing it for generations already.
yep. Now it's getting to a point where it's like my seventh grade teacher, he just retired. He was like, I can't do this shit anymore. Because the parents are bad too. It's not just the kids. It's just fucked up now, bro.
I mean, look at the vaccine schedule. Shoot, that thing's crazy compared to what we places.
Man, damn.
Not they process 1/3 of the federal government payroll, and that's what.
But Kenshi, you said you're in Augusta.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm like right near you. I'm in Grovetown.
Oh yeah, you're like, damn, you're close as hell. That's like
Hell yeah, man.
right there.
Yeah, I heard you say that the other day, but I was putting the kiddos to bed, so I couldn't really talk.
Gotcha. Yeah, I went to AU and everything, and I just moved back out here. I didn't graduate from AU. I left and went back to my hometown. Graduated from GGC. Now I'm back in Augusta.
What
There
do you
you
mean,
go.
AU? You mean Europe? AU?
No,
No,
it's the university out here.
Okay. I don't want to interrupt you both, but John, I don't know. Kenji, have you seen this video from the Mishot facility? I just
Let me see.
posted it
Just
in the
posted.
chat box. He says the Mishot facility. What do they do? He says
over 200 top
No, I haven't
right?
seen this.
houses 130.
Yeah, that's a big green screen room there.
Yeah. And the Mishot facility processes 1/3 of the payroll of the federal government. Why?
Over 200. 130.
I'm gonna copy
At
this
that
link.
facility?
Yeah, that facility. He says it in the videos, in this timestamp which I posted.
Holy cow.
Something like
That's a sweet nugget.
It's over
$200 billion every 2 weeks.
Sounds about right.
It's a
You
lot of
can you
that.
can you can listen to it. $200 billion every 2 weeks.
Man.
It's in the chat box.
Yeah, I copied
If
the
you
link.
can,
I'm gonna check it out. Damn.
yeah, I mean, if you can't fake it with that budget,
Right.
Yeah, just imagine what they can do with that budget. 200,
Yeah.
200 billion every 2 weeks. 1 billion
definitely
every
keep some
week.
pieces. Could definitely keep some mouths shut with money like that.
Yeah, that's why they can buy anyone they want, man. $200 billion into every 2 weeks. That means $100 billion every week. That means more than $10 billion a day, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
Well, they could either end your life or make you rich. What you gonna choose?
Exactly.
That's why I don't blame anybody who's on their team, because I'm like, that's kind of a tough question there. Well, I can make you rich or I could end your life. Which one you want?
Yeah, you mean you cannot blame those who are a sellout, who sell out. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, it's kind of a tough question. It's like we could kill you and everybody you love, or make you rich. What do you choose?
Yeah.
yeah, I think they would prefer not to kill someone, rather to make someone suffer slowly, killing them slowly. That's worse.
Oh man,
Maybe that's why Neil Armstrong was so damn guilty, and his mom, rest in peace, she suicided allegedly before the
Wow.
whole thing.
No, I think that was the mother of Buzz Aldrin. Aldrin.
Oh yeah. My
Yeah,
bad. I get him mistaken. But yeah,
no
they were
problem.
super guilty after that staged moon landing. Super
Yeah,
staged.
man. Yeah, man. You remember the press conference? Wow. That was not
yeah,
the face of.
look like
Yeah, that was not face of someone who achieved a great achievement.
all three of them look like their dogs died and shit. Like,
Yeah. And the thing
Exactly.
that's so weird, there's this bro, Glow Brain is crazy. There's this girl on YouTube, like I clicked on her video of the breakdown of it. The title was body language analysis of the post moon landing conference, whatever. But she's at the beginning of the video, she gives them an excuse. She's like, keep in mind, guys, they're not used to having this many people watch them, so that's why they're gonna be nervous.
Come
So
on.
she cut down
These,
all
these were
suspicion.
these were all military pilots and masons.
Oh man. Globe brain is crazy. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Jaren's kind of got that same look going on ever since he got done with his final experiment.
Oh yeah, all of them were shills. I got a lot to
Can
say
you repeat
about.
that? Can you repeat that about Jaren? Because I'm listening without headsets from the smartphone because my
Oh
headsets
no,
always make. You mentioned a
I was
look on
just
the
saying.
face of Jaren, right?
Yeah, well, just his whole demeanor since he got back just seems like he's feeling a little guilty about something.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you, but haven't you noticed this look in his face even when he was the leader of the Flat Earth? I mean, in the Flat Earth conferences, when you looked at him, he always looked annoyed, like someone who can't wait until the conference is over so that he can go home. Haven't you noticed that from the beginning? He was always annoyed.
Damn actors.
That's why I didn't like Jern from the beginning. Although he also had great stuff. He was
Yeah.
the one. The first time I saw about this Pic du Cani, how is it called? Canigu, right? Canigu, the Mount of Canigu. That was a video from Jaren. Yeah. He had also great stuff, but when the moon eclipse happened in 2000, was it 2018?
Yep. I was 17. Or you said moon
2017.
eclipse, so I don't know. The
Yeah,
solar
moon.
eclipse is 17 though.
No, I mean the moon eclipse when they said that the shadow is going from in the opposite direction. It was supposed to go. The shadow was going, I think,
Oh, really?
from the west to the east.
You're talking about the Selenilian eclipse?
No, I'm not talking about solar. So, what happened is they tried to explain why the shadow of the moon in the eclipse. Yeah, I think you were right, Kenji. I think it was the solar eclipse,
Yeah.
and the shadow of the moon. Yeah, and the shadow of the moon was going in the opposite way, from the west to the east. And people said that that could not happen in the heliocentric model. And then people started to explain how, that the moon goes around the Earth faster than the rotation of the Earth. That's why it's happening. But that was easy. There was even a guy who made a video about Jan saying this is stupid. The moon orbits the Earth in a truly in a faster movement, but it is in a bigger orbit compared with the circumference of the Earth. Because when you talk about the rotation of the Earth, then you are talking about the circumference of the sphere. You can solve the problem just by thinking the phases of the moon complete themselves within 1 month. That means the moon finish its one orbit around the Earth within 3 days, but the Earth finishes the equator finishes an orbit around the center of the Earth in 1 day. Do you get what I mean? That's
Yeah.
why you don't need to make complicated calculations. That's why the circumference of the Earth or the equator is rotating about the alleged center of the Earth much faster in 1 day. So that was so stupid. That's why I knew this is so stupid that he must be doing this. How do you call it? Intentionally. It's not a mistake which he's making. That he's saying that the moon is going faster, that the shadow looks like going from the west to the east.
Yep. They gotta mix in some lies there. Every shield, you can tell they're a shield because they mix in some lies.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, as I look back at the whole beginning of this movement, I mean, it looks like the shields were the ones who kicked it off. So for whatever reason, they wanted us to know that the Earth was flat.
Yeah, that's something which we talked with the
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
with
We
John,
rolled it
because
out.
John asked, what do you think? What is the next step from the governments? Because people are awakening, and then I told him I don't know, but what I know is that they pushed the flat Earth as if they knew that someday they will have to admit it. That's why they pushed it the first 5 or 6 years, and they didn't censor it until it
Yeah.
spread. It spread a lot. I mean, if they are lying, and if they would see someone like at the beginning, the face of the flat Earth was math, Powerland, and journalism, they would have immediately censored them if they didn't want it to come out,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's why I told John, I think that they wanted it to come out somehow so that it will plant itself and grow slowly, so that it would not be. It's like they don't want to admit it, so they let it out in a certain percentage so that it could grow by
Yeah.
itself. Do you know what? You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
For sure. Maybe too, it's like, they always, some people say that they have to tell us certain things. So maybe like they had us so
Revelation of the message.
indoctrinated with the globe that the only way out was for them themselves to tell us in disguise as one of us, and they created us almost. Not that they created us, but like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's a deep
That's
rabbit
true. They
hole.
created us. Yeah. It's like you said, the word disguise. It's like someone who likes to admit a crime and guilt, but he doesn't want to make it official so that he will not be
Right.
condemned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
So
take the guilt off his back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not because he's so saint, not because he feels guilt. No, because he knows that the lie cannot go forever, because people are getting this Nikon 900 and Nikon 1000,
Which they
and
discontinued all of a sudden, right?
and people zoom into the moon, and then they
Wait.
ask, where is the lunar module?
Yeah. They zooming into stars and seeing some
Yeah,
interesting things.
and that's why they cannot fly to the moon anymore, because everyone would hold his P1000,
That's a
and the
good
rocket is
point.
not going to the moon.
Yeah, exactly. No, literally. But I said
Yeah.
that too the other day. The more space missions, the more conspiracies, even on the globe side. Look at the Katy Perry shit that they just did. Everybody's questioning that shit. The more space missions they do, they know the more conspiracies, man.
Oh yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah, and they contribute to the conspiracy because they again looks like made a mistake, but I'm sure it's not a made a mistake. It was orchestrated because someone from the inside of the capsule was able to open the door. When we are told that the door of these capsules cannot be opened from the inside. Have you seen the video?
Yeah, yep. And it went, from the
I think
inside. Yeah.
everybody saw that one.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they speak out? Like, why wouldn't one of these people who will go to fake space missions like say and go for the
They
truth?
get killed.
Sworn to
Exactly.
secrecy, my friend, by penalty of death, and not just their death of their loved ones too.
Like, why don't people from Russia or people from like countries that hate America call them out? Like China.
Secret societies, buddy.
Wait,
Yeah, I think a few of
they're
them
all
went out and
actually
talked.
Wait, so they're
Yeah,
actually together, all of them?
actually, the Russians. There is a video where I don't know from the space. So people who work in space, Roscosmo, or someone showed President Putin, photos from the moon landing and explained to Putin that AI has found that these photos are fake. So somehow, haven't you seen that video?
No, fuck. Are you serious? That's real?
Yeah, that's real. I can find it maybe in YouTube. Wait a
I
minute,
love
I will
Yeah,
look.
I mean, who was the guy that the kid asked him about why don't we go back to the moon, and he was like, he just
Yeah,
straight
that
up
was
said,
Buzz
because
Aldrin.
we
That,
never
that was
went.
Buzz Aldrin.
That's Houghton.
He said because we never went.
Yeah. So I mean, if you look for it, it's there. You just have to look for it, and not on
Yeah.
YouTube, not on Google.
Um, I mean, I think any normal human would see the moon landing and know that it's
Fake, yeah.
like you see the flag moving. It's like literal air, man. Right?
Yep. I mean, I really just sat down and just examined my own thoughts about it the other day, and I was like, how did they know that they could take a jet, fly it off of Earth, and go land on that thing up there that's glowing at night?
I know, right?
How
Especially
did
with
they
all
just
of their
really think about that?
vacuum chamber tests. Their
Really
vacuum
think,
chamber tests.
yeah, really think about that. How did they know? Yeah, all right, let's build this rocket, man, and let's go land on that glowing thing up there we call the moon. We know it's a rock already, so let's go up there. How did they know that was gonna work?
Yeah, how did they know it was a rock already? How did they know?
Right? How did they know?
Right? It's funny.
And all of a sudden we can't. I mean, all this technology we done developed, and we can't go back to the moon because whatever, we don't have the technology right now. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just fishy, man. It's just super fishy.
I heard they were making a new like trip to the moon again.
Yeah,
I
guys.
mean,
Neither YouTube nor Google lets me find this video.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
hiding
censored.
it from people.
I will try it in Yandex. Do you know the search
Yeah, yeah.
engine
But
Yandex?
Yandex is also Russian. They might also hide it from
I
people.
think it's Russian. Yeah, is it Russian?
Yeah, yeah, but also Russia is in with the conspiracy, man.
Yeah, the Artificial Intelligence Journey 2023 conference hit Moscow this week, in which Russia showed off all the latest developments and partnership with the industry. I got the video. Putin and Nikolai Gerasimenko from Sberbank watched a neutral network analysis demonstrating a video which suggested
You
the
found the video?
possibility of... It's a video.
Send it in the chat.
Okay, let me see if I can video. Okay, I will save it.
Plus, the moon moves fast as, excuse my language. How did they like? I mean, every 15 minutes, the thing is like it's moving. It moves quick. So
Wait,
I
the moon?
mean, yeah, and I'm not talking about fast as in how they say the Earth is spinning at however many miles. I'm just saying, like you see it in the sky, it moves pretty quickly. So for them to land on it, how does that even work, man? Like, I don't know.
Oh,
You just,
right. Yeah, it's fucking mind blowing.
yeah.
Okay, I couldn't download it. I
I
couldn't
think
download it.
I think they say like gravity and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but then they landed on it, and then they came back here and landed on the Earth.
What are the rocket thrusters pushing off of? That's the whole thing. Like in a
Yeah,
vacuum, you got nothing to push off of.
Yeah,
How are you steering this thing? How are you accelerating and decelerating? Like
Yeah.
None of it makes any sense. How are you stopping whatever capsule you send out there from just being crushed like a small can
Yeah,
in a
bro.
in a vacuum like that? It just doesn't make any sense.
For real.
Yeah. How do they believe? Like, how do they think people believe their bullshit? Like,
I guess if you tell a lie big enough, people will believe it. That's the quote.
yeah,
That's why they tell you when the you don't have the means to question any of it. They catch you when you barely have a vocabulary,
Yeah.
yeah,
and they just
correct.
keep pounding it into your brain every freaking day
They
that they
just
get a
tell you,
chance.
"Oh, the Earth is round," and they don't tell you why and not tell you how. They just tell you, "Oh, it is." You have to believe it. Fucking-
Everybody that comes into this room, they don't even know the size of the Earth. They don't
Yeah,
even know what the curvature is supposed to be.
you don't even know that the Earth measures flat, man. Like that's
Just trust
funny.
the authority.
You just trust the government. Government who's whatever.
That is just such a. It's like a spiritual robbery to go through life and not know exactly where you are. Of course, we're not intended as humans, I don't think, to know every little thing about where we are, but to think that it's something that it's definitely not, and just to go through life never
The
realizing.
people who are round earthers like want to feel the community, want to feel like included. They don't want to even like think. They
Yeah,
can't think because they tie their beliefs to their identity. You know,
yeah, for sure. You get a
like if
bad
you tie
rep if you're a
your
flat earth.
beliefs to your identity, you can't really think.
Yeah, you
That's
get a
how
bad
you're
rep.
gonna stay always like ignorant in that. You're
Yeah.
never gonna know the truth.
No, you get a bad rep if you're a flat earther, but it's really not that.
Guys, can you hear me?
It's really just
Yeah.
propaganda, my friend.
Yeah, I could hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay. I was able to download the video. It was difficult. I will post it in the chat box.
Okay,
Okay?
cool. I'll check it
So
out.
it would not be a link,
Yeah,
it would
leave it
be direct video.
A download? Okay, bet. I'm gonna download it. But yeah. Oh man. They had us so good that they had to tell us, man. Dude, crazy.
Yeah, say they try to make like, oh yeah, let me check the video.
I have it in the chat box.
Literally witchcraft.
for
I'm
sure.
checking it out now.
Yeah, this definitely got released. It wasn't something that slipped out. It was
Yeah.
definitely let out.
Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely let out. I think it was definitely let out by Russian as a threat to the Western world that we will come out with the shit truth if yeah, if you
Yeah.
fuck around, you find out.
For sure. For sure, man.
No fucking way! Holy shit! They got exposed, man.
Haven't you seen that?
Yeah, that's fucking funny. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's funny.
it's basic knowledge, but they're just confirming by themselves.
Yeah, and the site where I found this is here, so you can read where it was. It was the Artificial Intelligence Journey 2023 conference in Moscow.
Damn.
I will put a link. I will put a link from the article.
Dog, I never thought like Russia would attack the United States for faking it, but I guess they did.
Yeah. Might be just the one nation that's holding on to some kind of, I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah.
man, they were into that space shit too, man. They also thought the Earth is round.
Yeah.
Here
They
you got
always
the link.
They're all part of the treaty. They're all part of the treaty.
Is
They
there
all
any
have the same
countries in the
ball.
world that know the truth? Like, is there any
Here
like?
you got the link from the website where I found the video.
Holy shit!
Nice.
News. How trustable is that website?
Have no idea. I don't know. Let me see the domain. It's called totnews.com. Nothing else. .com.
If it's
Oh.
been fact checked, it's probably trustable.
I mean, we all know that the moon landing is fake, so it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
It's called Tot News, Australia's front line since 2011. You sound like you have an accent, Australian accent.
Wait, who, me?
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm
or
Egyptian.
is it Egyptian? Okay.
Yeah, dude, you know that ancient Egyptians also used it to think that the earth is flat. I'm just following what my grandfathers do.
Yeah, most of the ancient cultures thought that the Earth was flat.
Yeah.
I mean, people thought the Earth was flat until the end of the 19th century.
Until now, actually.
Yeah, now is the globe more mainstream.
I mean, yeah,
More
but I wonder
idiots.
why. Like, why do people like the idea of a globe more? I mean, like, you know that in Islam, like the religion, um, and also most Abrahamic religions, it says like the earth is flat.
Yeah, but when I told my Muslim friend, he told me no, that is not true.
Dude, he doesn't know his religion.
Yeah, he's actually a Turk.
Oh, yeah. Turkish people are becoming like more secular and shit. They're falling for the conspiracy.
Yeah, at the
Some,
beginning he liked he at the beginning he liked the idea of the flat Earth because it was very clear. But then he said, nah, he doesn't want to hear that anymore. I think because his friends laughed at him, and yeah,
you know why? Yeah. You know why? Because he feels his identity like ridiculed. Feels
yeah. That is the reason for the Globers also, because yeah.
yeah.
But you have to admit, I mean, if you work and you don't want to get fired, and if you think that the people you are working for them, if they don't like to hear about flat Earth, then you have to admit that you
Yeah.
have to care
Why do
about
people
your.
like wanna like? Why do people wanna like get like so
Yeah,
against
I
like?
mean, when you see someone doesn't care and doesn't want to hear the truth, why should you destroy your job? Or, I mean,
Yeah,
it's understood.
yeah. Just like pretend to be one of them. I mean, that's what I do to just get around at work.
I think you have to
I've been
be a
pretty vocal
real.
at all my jobs.
Yeah, you
I've
can
been
you
pretty
can
vocal at
you
all
can
my
come
jobs.
you can seek like-minded people, and then you can have a conversation with them. But with the Globers, you will not be able to have any productive conversation. That's the problem. It will not
Nope.
need. It will not.
They're always like so close-minded, and they don't know anything about science.
Yeah, really, they don't know. Yeah, actually, they do know, but they neglect it. They have to neglect it because the curve is not to be found, because math doesn't work, because even when the radius of the Earth is, how is it, 3,595 miles, the radius, even then you must be able to see the curvature in 3 miles. You should not be able to see the oil rig in front of the horizon, and the horizon behind the oil rig, which is at 9.4 miles away. So, in order to ignore that, they will have to ignore science, but not because they don't understand it. in the opposite way, because they understand it, because they have to come with something like refraction and optical illusion, because they know that science is witnessing against the globe, and is witnessing for the flat Earth. So they have to sometimes they have to pretend that they are idiots, because they cannot explain it. They cannot explain the science, the math, and the geometry. They cannot.
Exactly, man.
So they are not.
It's just
And
it's a
whenever like
given.
some
It's a
random
given
ass
amongst them.
start argues with me like about the satellites and shit, like they don't even know that everything works and like with wires and shit. Like your internet is basically with wires, you know.
Like I said, it's a given in their psyche. It's not. It's not something they have to think about. They've never thought about the numbers. They don't even care. Like I said, most of them don't even know what the supposed
Yeah,
alleged
they just
circumference
go
is.
in to prove it, and like they think they can prove it, but they can't. They think it's easy. Fucking globe stars. I
It's
hate
always
like
look at the sky. It's always look at the sky. It's always look at the eclipse. It's always look at the sun. Look at the stars.
yeah,
Gravity. They'll drop an apple and say it's gravity. I mean, just the basic stuff that they always come with.
We have one
Never
today.
ground measurements.
I don't really get it.
We had one today. Look at
Like,
the sky.
what does the eclipse have to do with the Earth being flat? Like, I mean, round. Yeah. What does that have to do with the Earth being round? Like, that's fucking funny.
Look at the star rotations.
Sorry, I didn't hear. What do you mean? What did he talk about? What do you mean when you say what does that has to
Yeah,
do with
like
the Earth?
the eclipse has nothing to do with the Earth being round. Like seeing some shadow on the moon doesn't say like, oh, that the Earth is a ball. Just so
Yeah,
simple.
exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. It's because they cannot escape from the fact that the Earth is representing itself as flat. That's why.
Yeah, like it doesn't show a ball or on the like shadow. It just shows a circle. So that's another proof. You know?
And it
Yeah,
shouldn't
well,
be a circle. It should be an ellipse. What is it called? An ellipse spheroid or whatever? It shouldn't be a perfect circle according to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it should show four factors how shadows work. One of them is called confirmation factor, and one of them is called the sine wave
yeah. Dude,
factor.
all of the
Yeah,
reasoning is
the shadow should be like the S word. I will post in the chat box
I
a
know the
photo.
slideshow.
There was a guy who had a very nice video about it. Maybe I will post the video too. Memes, no. Lunar, I think. Moon landing. Lunar eclipse. Yeah. Yeah, you see, that's called the sine wave factor.
Damn.
I will post it now. The shadow should not be a perfect circle. It should form a form like an S. Did you see
Yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Sine wave. Hmm.
Yeah, and then there is this selenium eclipse. How is it called? The impossible eclipse. Selenium, I think.
Yeah.
Where
We
where the
actually,
shadow
So,
where the
so
shadow
million eclipse.
yeah, selenium. Fuck. Anyway, you know the impossible eclipse, the moon eclipse, where the shadow of the supposed where the alleged shadow of the Earth on the moon should be actually on the bottom of the moon, but it's on the top of the moon.
It's fucking funny, man. Like they just disprove themselves with their own logic. Funny.
That's why Neil deGrasse said you have to go even higher. Meanwhile, the ball would have to be, I mean, what, 300,000 miles in circumference? I mean, like, what's he talking about?
Yeah. Fucking
Selenium. Yeah, exactly.
black holes and shit. Eats light. Fucking attracts light.
Yeah, you see that. Sorry for interrupting. You see that in the chat box. What you see and what you're supposed to see.
The ceiling. I don't know about that, but yeah, yeah. I haven't seen the science behind it.
Because this lunar eclipse happens when the sun on the other side is over the horizon. So you have on one side the sun over the horizon, and on the other side you have the moon still over the horizon going down, but still over the horizon, and then you have the shadow of the supposed Earth on the
Oh
top.
yeah,
So
that makes
now
sense.
you get it.
Yeah. Holy shit! Wait, is this a lunar or this is solar eclipse?
Yeah, that's why they call it. That's why they even call it the impossible eclipse.
It's a lunar eclipse.
Yeah,
Oh, damn! It's really cool, bro.
and of course, you know the scene, the clip from. I always forget his name. The science guy.
Jean deGrasse.
No. His friend. Uh,
Elon
Bill
Musk.
Nye.
Bill Nye. Bill Nye, the science guy. You know the scene, the clip. There is a clip from him where he even says in a resignating tone like that. He says, "Come on, guys. The
You guys
Earth."
watch?
He says, "Come on, guys. The Earth is an enclosed environment. We can go nowhere. We cannot leave the Earth." He says this.
Wait. Oh yeah. Hmm. Are they hinting? Are they like actually hinting that they were like silence and shit? Are they trying
Yeah,
to
we
make
are talking.
you feel?
That's what we are talking about. I mean, they put some clues that they are lying.
Yeah. Holy
Revelation of
shit.
the method. Revelation of the method.
Wait, where are you
They
guys
think it
from?
saves them karmically or something.
Berserker, where are you from?
Yeah. They believe if they put it forth, then it's your fault. It's not their guilt.
Yeah. Bro, I hate like the people who think we don't believe in Australia. Like they're fucking idiots. Like they just used a random ass like flat Earth map they got off Google and claim that we use that. Fucking funny.
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go. There's no place to throw your trash. And I
What the fuck is he talking about? Did you hear that?
Holy shit, bro! He literally said it.
Yeah, I will post it. I will post it in the chat.
Holy fuck, bro! Make sure it's like full, like the full clip, so nobody says you took it out of context.
Yeah, it looks like he's talking about environmental things. But nevertheless, what he says is, I mean,
It's just
someone should have told him, look, you should formulate it in another way because this is very revealing and stupid.
Yeah.
I just posted it in the chat box.
And those views are beyond cooked. How do they like teach these things at uh like to pilots who like drive planes and shit, and like teach them wrong science, and then they stay alive with wrong science? How?
The commercial flights fly mostly on autopilot. Pilot just lands. But I mean,
Oh,
you're not thinking critically. You're not really thinking critically anyway. You're just following the manual. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like if you're assuming you're on a ball, you're not even wondering like, oh, should I be looking for it to be flat? And if you're not even looking for something, you're definitely not going to find it.
Yeah, right. And most of these flat Earth, like no, like most of the round Earth videos, they just send a random 360 camera to the like atmosphere and show you the like angles of the camera. Like the camera makes like makes curvature, and they be like, oh look, curvature of the Earth. Funny.
Yeah, you mean the
The balloon.
you mean the Fish Islands. Fish Islands, yeah, Fish Islands.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, but everyone could see that the Earth is flat when it's in the middle of the frame, and then it gets concave when it's in the top, in the bottom of the frame, in the down part of the frame, and when the Earth is on the upper part of the frame, then it gets convex. Yeah.
Dude, the fact that people have to study like space and all of these things in like university and wasting their time on like imaginary shits, it's really really depressing to think about actually.
Yeah, you should visit the channel from Robert Bassano. It's called Flat Earth Reflections,
Yeah.
and he used to talk a lot about these things.
Yeah, like it's
I
really
mean,
sad that you live in your entire life being indoctrinated on wrong shit.
yeah, I mean, you know that satellites are balloons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Robert Bassano has documents on that. He even interviews or he has an interview by a journalist of one of these pilots who explains how they did deliver the satellites, and then how did they catch them back and brought them back to Earth when they had to refill the balloon or something like that.
Damn.
Because Robert Bassano always said, not what you think or what you know, but what you can prove. So he always talked about things only when he had proofs.
Oh god.
His channel is called Flat Earth Reflections, and he has another channel called, I think, Planetae Veritas or something like that. Planetae
Wait, there's this
Veritas.
one YouTuber. Do you guys know this one YouTuber who went to the experiment? There was an experiment recently.
Yeah, you're talking about journalism. Jaron.
Yeah. What happened to this guy? Like, did they pay him? Did they do anything to him?
Yeah, he was compromised. He was from the beginning a shill and compromised.
Wait, so he
I
was
think
not actually
I think he was. I think it was like a. I think it was like a.
I think he
Like
had a
some
conviction
type of trial intervention.
about
Yeah. Try.
I think he was convicted because of Bitcoin scam, and the FBI told him, "Yeah, you come free if you do this job for us as a flat earther." Right? Sorry for
No
interrupting you.
fucking way. So
Yeah,
she just let him
that's
say
the
the
gist
Earth
of
is
what I
round
heard.
to let him free.
Yeah.
No, he had to do a whole bit for, he had to go to work for him, basically do what they told him to do.
Wait, to the
I mean,
video of
that's the conspiracy theory behind the whole thing, anyway.
the video of the thing, the Antarctica thing was all fake, right?
Ain't no telling, right? As they say down here in the South.
It's probably fake. It's probably green screen.
Uh, One thing, I mean, the mods here and most of the people on this channel, they don't like to challenge and say that they don't believe that that they saw 24-hour sun in Antarctic. They say, so what? But if you would ask me, I would say, why should I believe a fake and a criminally convicted pastor? Because Will Duffy is a pastor, but he is also convicted because of scam crimes.
Yep, exactly.
Seven times. 6 or 7 times.
Holy shit!
And yeah. And why
The
should I
whole thing
believe him?
stinks.
Yeah.
You
And
guys
it
know
looked
Witsit?
fake.
Witsit was there.
It
Was
looked
the Witsit?
fake. It looked fake because
Yeah.
first of all, just a question. People said, why don't they have? When you're in the cold and you exhale, then you can see the breath, right? How do you call it in English?
Yeah, I know.
Breathing out,
Vapor. It's vapor.
vapor. Yeah, people said, why can't you see the vapor of the exhale? And other people said, well, because it's 100% dry in Antarctic. Okay.
No, it's not dry. I think I heard about like Antarctic summers. They say Antarctic summers are really hot. Like not that hot, but like they're kind of hot. Like they can reach normal temperatures like 3 or 4 degrees Celsius, or actually 9. I heard about that. I'm not really sure. So yeah,
Yeah, but
but maybe.
what I wanted to
I'm not
ask,
allowed to go and find out.
what do you people
Yeah.
think? What do you people think when if you are in an environment, in a dry environment, and if you would exhale, I mean, your breath contains in
Yeah.
itself vapor. Shouldn't you
Moisture.
see
Vapor,
it?
yeah.
Shouldn't you see it
Sure.
more clearly in a dry environment?
Yeah, I think so.
Depends on
Right?
the temperature. But as cold as it is out there, for sure you're supposed to see it.
Yeah, that's why there
Allegedly.
was.
But it's all
That's
alleged,
why
man.
there
We
was.
have no idea.
Yeah, that's why there was the vape gate. Witsit gets it. Yeah, he went back in the camp and he brought a vibe with him and he vibed and he said, "Oh, now you can see the breath." And someone analyzed the video and showed scenes from the video where they were coincidentally they shot a video of them walking on the ice with their boots, and you could see that they did not leave foot stamps, shoe stamps, or how do you call it in English? Sorry.
Footprints.
Yeah,
Footprints.
footprints, yeah.
Yeah, footprints. They didn't leave. And some people said, it's because the ice is frozen and it's very hard. That's why you cannot leave footprints with your shoes. But in that scene, you could see footprints of shoes of others. so,
Ah, wait.
so
So,
what now?
so what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, they cannot walk on ice and don't at least this form the footprints of those who went before them on the ice when there are footprints on the ice or the snow. It's the snow. Actually, it's not ice. It's snow.
Yeah.
I mean, as if they're not capable of doing it all in studio. I mean, it should be
As we said,
taken. It should be
sorry.
taken unseriously as it's been taken.
Yeah, but that's it. Don't forget what we said.
Our community.
Somehow they want to leave. All over the place. Were you the one who said Easter eggs? Because, dude, have a little bit shame. And yeah, dude, vacuum means emptiness. Vacuum means vacuum. You cannot have the Earth and all the planets and space in an environment which you call vacuum and claim that it contains everything in the universe. Dude, to come here and then say that I'm wrong is, you can see the audacity, John. I will mute myself
Yeah.
and make me a coffee. I will be back soon. I will just make a coffee and be back.
Oh yeah, take your time. Oh yeah, take your time. There's Matthew Learns.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
You doing all right? Happy June, first day of June, or second day? Okay.
Yeah, so you believe the Earth's a globe?
No, I don't believe it. I know it. I'm just
You
kidding.
know
Yes,
it.
I believe it. I believe it.
Okay. So what's your best globe proof?
Oh, I don't think there are any proofs. I think that there are
That
good
was
evidence.
Matthew, man. That was Matthew.
I would say there's good evidence. I think that the heliocentric model is the best explanation for the evidence that we have. Things like sunsets and moon phases and seasons and things like that. Eclipses, GPS.
Okay. So what about the lack of measurable curve on the surface of the waters?
Right. The Earth is so big that it would be hard to do a direct measurement. So I don't think the curvature of Earth has ever been directly measured. But that doesn't bother me because I don't think you have to. If it hasn't been measured, we haven't measured whether it's flat or curved, right?
Well, no, we've measured. I mean, we could see too far based on the circumference that scientific community is presenting. That's the issue.
If you cut out, if you cut out the idea that the path of light can curve slightly, then that's when you get the contradiction.
They have we have observations of Mount Canigou, like I said, 250 miles away. That's way too much. That's way too much to just speak away as refraction.
So yeah, you couldn't see that mountain if the path of light traveled in a perfectly straight line. So you're right about that. I'm saying that maybe sometimes it doesn't.
Over 3 miles, right? You're supposed to have measurable drop. Now, none of that has been substantiated. So you're looking to other observations to explain what you're not finding here on Earth. And these observations are made, and it's not due to refraction. It's already been nullified. Because it's repeatable in different conditions.
So you're saying something more. You're saying not just that it isn't, but that it couldn't be refraction, right?
Precisely. If you're using different lenses, you're not going to get the same refraction. But the objects are still visible. So the lack of a physical barrier stopping visibility means there's no curvature. There's no rate of drop from the observer's point.
Yeah, it means there's no curvature or that the light curves a slight amount. Those are logically those are the two options. But you're saying that the light curving couldn't happen. Is that right?
It couldn't happen with the right conditions.
Well, why couldn't it happen? 'Cause it doesn't have to curve very much. It's just a tiny amount, right?
Well, over 10 miles, you're talking about 60 feet of curvature. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's the total amount that it would cumulatively build up to over the space of 10 miles. But I'm talking about like how much
It'd be falling away from the observer's point in all directions, which is not observed. Like I said, it would be obvious. It wouldn't be something subtle. Like I said, if you have nothing but flat surface on the water, if you're out on a calm day in the middle of the ocean, you're looking all around you with a Nikon P900, you're potentially zooming in on 20 miles in every direction. So if you don't see any rate of drop in all directions, and you could raise up from that point and not see any rate of drop in all those directions, then you know there's no curvature because you would have to witness that. The fact that it's not being witnessed screams that there's no curvature. The earth is flat.
I don't know what to say. I just say that doesn't bother me because I think that the path of light can bend a little bit.
Yeah,
You're never going to find any proof.
light bends 60 feet. Light bends 60 feet, just a little bit.
But when you're talking about how much something bends, you should probably use angles. So the real number is 0.00072343 degrees every mile. If it bends just that tiny amount, then all bets are off, and you can't tell the difference between flat and spherical.
How
So you're
convenient.
saying to me that it's just an inference that it's spherical?
No, I'm saying that you can't prove it either way by squinting at the horizon.
So then it's just a deduction based on the bias.
No, I would say it's best explanation for things you see in the sky, like the sun and the moon and stars and stuff like that.
So the sphere is based on the sky.
Exactly. The sky tells us that it's this external reference frame that helps us see the shape
So
of
you're
the Earth.
presupposing a sphere because the sky tells you what?
I'm looking at a bunch of different explanations, and the explanation that says that the Earth is spherical explains the sky the best.
So you got some sky worshippers or something, man? You can't measure the floor?
I don't worship the sky, and I don't measure the floor.
I mean, it's telling you what it is. I mean, you're telling me the sky is telling you that the Earth is a sphere. It sounds like the sky worship.
No, it's not worship. It's just looking at evidence and drawing deductions and finding explanations for our
Oh, so it is deductive. So that it isn't. It's all based on interpretation then.
Well, yeah, there's some interpretation involved, sure.
Based on a presupposition.
No, all explanations are in the running. So if you can come up with a better explanation, and anybody can come up with an explanation. The question is which explanations are the best.
Exactly. So just once you like the story, that's pretty much it. You don't have no evidence for it other than that you presuppose that the Earth is a sphere because of the skies telling you what the Earth is a sphere. Yes. That's sky worshipping.
It's not sky worshipping. What are you on about?
I mean, you're telling me that the sky tells you that the Earth is a sphere because so explanation.
No, I'm saying that the explanation explains what's going on in the sky better than any other explanation.
All this time you could have measured the Earth instead of,
Yeah, it's too big. We don't have precise enough instruments, especially since the path of light can bend a little bit in dense air near the ocean. So, I mean, it's a good explanation of why the full moon stays the same apparent size all night long. It's a good explanation for seasons and eclipses and moon phases.
I swear, man, 15 years ago, y'all used to say we have science. Now y'all don't have science.
Turns out that was a lie. But I don't see Matthew going and correcting Wikipedia and be like, actually, we can't prove it.
Wait, what?
Even if you put some parentheses either way, right?
That y'all had science.
Yeah.
What do you mean have science? People do science to explain things.
No, 10 years ago, y'all used to say the Earth, the science shows that the Earth is a sphere. That's
right.
pretty much what I used to say. Now y'all saying that science don't prove it.
Science provides explanations. So, for example, an explanation for what water is made of is H2O, and there's a bunch of different reasons for that. It explains the observations we see. So that's just an explanation. You're not proving that water is H2O. You're explaining that it's H2O and showing, oh, look, electrolysis works and the molar masses work and all this type of stuff. So that's what science does, is explain things.
So how did science go from experimentation to explanation?
Experimentation is part of what science does to come up with good explanations. It's always been part of it.
Yeah. The Earth is not flat.
Bingo, I agree with you.
Does that make it true?
No.
Okay.
That'd be the consensus fallacy, right? Or whatever.
But Matthew, I've heard that you globe earthers say, well, if fallacies is all you got, I mean, isn't that all you got?
Yeah, fallacies are invalid ways of arguing a logically deductive argument.
How come I can think of like more than one occasion where Glover said, if fallacy is all you got, it's okay to use fallacies to trick your audience. Like, why would Glover say that? Why wouldn't they just bring that?
They're being disingenuous and dishonest.
I wonder if, like, and I'm not saying this to be a troll, I wonder if, like, the flat earthers think that the ice wall is like Game of Thrones and that there's giant fucking monsters and, like, ice zombies that are beyond the ice wall. You know what I mean?
What in the world did you?
Have you seen Game of Thrones? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like the little fucking ice motherfuckers that, like, they're like dead. You know what I'm talking about? Like when the winter comes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, some flat earthers say that there's, like, continents beyond the alleged ice wall. And, like, it's really inconsistent. You know, because some people say that, like, the ice wall just goes on forever. Some people just say that, you know, there's continents, like, generated land forever. And then...
That's like saying the Earth is a globe.
Why are you in here arguing against people that don't exist? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
People don't believe that there's continents beyond the ice wall.
In here? Is there anybody in here that believes that?
In here. I'm saying some flat earthers, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, some globe earthers think that Santa Claus is real.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
What's up?
Dude, I mean, it wasn't a shot at you. I was just saying, like, it's like Game of Thrones, you know what I mean?
I believe the earth is flat. I genuinely believe it.
If I show you a Glober who eats his own burgers, does that mean all Globers eat their boogers?
Yes. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with him. And I believe that the earth is flat.
Yeah, I believe that the Earth is not an oblate spheroid. I believe that everybody, like, collectively 102,000 employees, including janitors at main space agencies, you know, 13 of which have launching capacities, are lying to us, and that all astronomers, respectively, have lied about their career field and know for a fact that the Earth is not an oblate spheroid.
Yeah, you're
Simply off the basis that we can't measure curve to the exact degree that flat earthers want us to, so that makes all science leading up to then completely irrelevant.
Yeah. You're steel man in my position precisely.
Hey, what is going on in here? What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Wait.
Hold on, you shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
Mute your ass. Okay, so what is going on in here? We got people LARPing to be flat earthers, and the fucking globe earther is like straw manning a whole bunch of shit, and then the other globe earther who's LARPing. Okay, why is it flat?
Why do I believe the Earth is flat? I just told you.
No, man, he's a glober and he's trying to make fun of
because the globe model doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't. Like, it's
most
not,
of the mods
not
are
accurate.
not
I just
here.
told you that it doesn't add up.
And I'm making my coffee, but I muted him. If you want me, I can unmute him again.
No, don't unmute him. Yeah, we're not going to tolerate you guys in here LARPing like you're fucking flat earthers and pissing in the punch bowl, making everybody think that what we're saying is what you're saying. We're not going to tolerate that shit. If you want to be muted, continue doing it.
Tolerate it.
Yeah, he implied that we believe in the ice wall. Yeah, that we believe in the ice wall, and yeah, but none of the mates here believe in the ice wall and throne of Game of Thrones also. He was just making